guys, it's Saturday, it's about 7:30 right now, so I guess time to get the day started. If you watched yesterday, thank you so much. Can you believe I'm back again today? Me either. But there we have it. So we're going to get straight into it today. None of the chit chat and waffle from yesterday. You can assume I'm drinking my water. You can assume that I'm drinking teas that I've forgotten to tell you about. Like yesterday, I forgot to tell you about the last two that I had. Does it matter? Not really, they're sin-free. And yeah, I'm just going to get on with my morning. Green tea time. Hope you guys like my tea and coffee and hot chocolate drawer. Yeah, ginseng matcha green again today. Very exciting. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I'm having my big cup today because yesterday it was just over too soon. And I like to have a vat of tea because, you know, that's how I roll. It doesn't seem to matter what time I get up, but I always seem to have breakfast late. So I'm now at the point where I'm like, I need to eat. And it's 10 o'clock, so yeah. Breakfast of choice. We've got two halves of two different bananas because they both had like minging bits, and 3 nectarines chopped up, just because I always like to eat 2 and I only had 3 left and I didn't want to leave one on its own because, you know, it might be lonely. So that's obviously speed food and then just free food. And then the reason I'm having this yogurt is because it was open and it was something I already had in my fridge. So this yogurt is amazing, Oatly Greek style, but it is super high in sins. So for the 400 gram tub on the app, it's 22.5 sins. So I've put in a quarter because it won't let you put in any less than that, and a quarter comes out at 5.5 sins. But you know, I'm just gonna suck it up and have 100 grams of that one. I do love it, don't get me wrong, it's just high sin because it's high in fat, that's why it's so good. And then for my Healthy Extra B, I'm having my old favourite coconut cashew and almond granola. This stuff, seriously, so good. Oh man, I wish I could describe to you how thick and delightful this thing is, but there's not that much. 100 grams isn't loads, especially when you consider the amount of fruit I have in this bowl. So 5.5 sins, Healthy Extra B, speed and free food. I'm also having a black coffee with my fruit granola and yogurt. Lunchtime and mum's over for lunch with me. We're having some of these tofu crispy southern fried bites. They're really good, but they're really high in sin, which is why I wanted to wait till mum was there to split them with me. So we had half the pack each, which is 7.5 sins, and then we had the leftover beetroot soup from yesterday and a whole load more harissa chickpeas. That was all sin free. Okay, I'm just having, as a little after lunch snackette, a cinnamon. Well, it's revitalised by Pucker, so it's cinnamon, ginger and cardamom, and there's green tea in there as well, so there's a little bit of caffeine. I can't remember if I said, but I did have another black coffee earlier as well. And then also, I was fighting a chocolate craving, or sweet craving. I do tend to want something sweet after a meal, so I was going to use some sins and have some rice cakes or something, but then I'm on 13 so far, 5.5 from the yogurt at breakfast and 7.5 from the tofu nuggets at lunch. So I thought instead, I'm sorry about Delta, but I thought instead I would just have 2 large oranges that I've just chopped up, and I'm gonna just sit and watch one episode of my programme and drink my tea and eat my oranges and revel in the fact that they are both sin-free. Hey guys, it's about 6:45 and I'm really hungry. All afternoon I've been resisting the urge to well, just use my sins on stuff, so I haven't, and the last thing I had was those couple of oranges. I've just drunk water, so yeah, that's actually quite a good feeling, but I am really hungry, and so tonight I'm having one of my all-time favourite go-to meals, and I love it. It's one pot peanut noodles, and the only sins in it are from the peanut butter and sriracha, so it's it can be as low or as high sin as you want it to be, but it's definitely sort of optimizable. So yeah, I'm going to show you that now.
Okay, ignore the tomatoes because they're not part of it, they just live on my side. This is everything I'm going to use today. So I'll show you like the sauce. So I use these flat rice noodles. I like these for this particular dish. I'll be putting in a stock cube. We've got some soy sauce, rice vinegar, sriracha I previously mentioned. I think it's one sin per tablespoon for that one. And it's only, I don't even know if I put in a whole tablespoon to be honest, because that one's quite a spicy one. Well, I think it is from what I remember. Anyway, some peanut butter, of course, and some garlic and ginger and stock. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I'm going off memory because I just normally just chuck stuff in. But it's pretty good. It always turns out nicely. Anyway, and then for veggies, I'm having, so speed-wise, we've got mushrooms, we've got peppers, spring onions, broccoli, and spinache. I've also got some peas. I wanted edamame, but I didn't have any in my freezer, and I genuinely thought I did, so I'm going to have to buy some. So I'm going to put some peas in because by that point I'd already was fancying that kind of texture. And then also just for some protein, because there isn't really any in except for the peanut butter and there's not a lot in there, I'm going to have some tofu. Obviously, peas are quite high in protein. They're not a Slimming World pea food anymore, but they are, of course, a good source of protein. I'm also going to put in a little bit of tofu just because I'm really feeling like I want something substantial. And the whole point of Slimming World is, you know, fill up on the foods that are speed and free. So I think I've got plenty of speed food, and then, you know, use your sins for, you know, the extra bits. So I think this is probably going to come to sort of 5 or 6 sins, and so I'll have enough to have a little treat later if I want one, but I really, really want to fill up on this. Okay, so I have my garlic. I've used 2 big cloves. I've got my stock pot attractively lumped on the bottom there, and I've got my ginger grated. That was a bit of an old bit of ginger, so I had to cut quite a few knobbly bits off. Anyway, so I love rice vinegar. Quite a good ingredient, really makes things taste Asian-y, but you don't want to overdo it, so like that much is fine. Soy sauce, want a little bit more. I always get the reduced salt one just because, you know, can never really go too careful with salt, and I like salt. So 2, that's probably 3 tablespoons ish. Right, I have as close to a level tablespoon of peanut butter as I can get, so that's 5 sins. I don't know how you're supposed to get this out of here. Yeah. Oh look, by the magic of technology, I've got it out. And then I've got 1 tablespoon of sriracha as well. That's half a sin, so that's 5 and that's half, so 5.5. That is the only sins in this whole dinner. Right, I've just added a really, maybe like 1 centimetre of water in the bottom there. And I'm just going to start heating this up very slightly, and then put my noodles in, and then add water to cover the noodles, and then put the veggies on top with the lid on, and the rest is magic. Okay, so the important thing is not to put the heat on until you've got your veggies prepped, because once it goes, it tends to go quite quickly, and you've got to watch it or it catches. I don't think I've made it yet without it catching, but anyway, it's fine, because you can scrape it off, it's absolutely fine. But anyway, so I've got half a yellow pepper, a whole red pepper, quite a lot of broccoli, maybe 1/3 of this big head of broccoli, and then about just over 1/3 of the pack of mushrooms. And I'm gonna obviously add in spinach and peas as well, and some tofu. And I did forget, the other ingredient was lime juice. I knew there was something I forgot. So yeah, the juice for lime, but I'll add that towards the end because citrus juice works so much better if you add it towards the end. Right, so you'll see this is only just starting to go, but I'm gonna put the noodles in now. This is always a fun part, breaking them down a little bit, and then I'll add a tiny bit of water and then the veg. So just to quickly demonstrate perhaps better than I explained it, I literally just kind of push the noodles with my hand and, to be honest, the knife, until they sort of start breaking a bit, and at the same time the ones on the bottom are softening up. Then I add more water, so I've added about twice what I had in there before. Then I just kind of mix it all up to try and start getting the ingredients incorporating, and now I need to add the veggies quickly. Okay, so here's the full thing. I haven't stirred it because I want the veggies to stay on top and kind of steam. The peas are under there, don't think you can really see them. That's half a block of tofu. I've got half left over. It's the smoked tofu. 9 times out of 10 use smoked. And then I've put the spinach on top as well, just to gently wilt. So in about 5 or so minutes, I'll come back and just give this all a stir. Right, I always take the time while that's cooking just to clear up, so everything's in the dishwasher ready, etc. And I've just given this a really good stir, just continuously for a couple of minutes, so it's pretty much ready. I also took the time to chop my spring onions and have my lime, and to be honest, actually I think I'll just turn the heat off now. It has stuck to the bottom, it always does. Yeah, and I'm just going to squeeze the lime in and then okay, final product, looking good. This is, well, maybe like just over half of what I made, but with this dish I always serve up this amount, and then if I want more I'll come back, and if not I'll have it for lunch tomorrow, so it's a win either way. I have decided to use another sin on half a teaspoon each of black and white sesame seeds, which will come to 1 sin. 1 teaspoon of seeds is 1 sin, so by doing half a teaspoon of each, it's 1 sin. It's like maths. Anywho, there we go, just add a little bit of crunch.
Oh my god, the actual state of me. I've just watched this film called Room, and oh my god, I'm an emotional wreck, so fully recommend it. It is the best film I've watched in a very long time. I'm going to watch something a bit more lighthearted now and probably have a little bit of something nice and definitely another cup of tea. Well, I decided to go with Calais rice cakes again, just because I've only got 5.5 sins left, so I can just have 2 of these. It was either that or one of the Coconut Collaborative little choc pots. They're 5 sins each, but they go too fast, so I thought rice cakes. And I've just got another cup of the after dinner tea. I'll have a nighttime tea later, but that really doesn't matter because it's all free. So I'll be finishing the day on 24.5 sins. Like I said yesterday, I get 25 sins a day, so as long as I'm staying within my sins at the moment, the fact that I'm on plan is all I care about. So yeah, 24.5 today, so half less than yesterday. As I said, I will keep trying to do these daily, and see you tomorrow.